What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV, man. I'm here live and direct. I'm back like cook crack. Nah, let me stop playing, y'all. But y'all know I'm an avid social media user, so I always get a lot of topics from social media. I saw a classmate of mine make a status and say his status said basically that, well, he asked the question, why is it when relationships don't work out, it's always people just always run to the man had to do something wrong. The man had to be the one in the wrong. He had to be the person participating in foul play. It had to be all the man's fault. And another girl that I went to school with commented and said, well, most of the time it's majority of the men that's always doing something to make the relationship go south or leave the relationship in turmoil, right? So I thought that was a really interesting topic. I said, hold on, man, let me bring another aspect, another wrench to that conversation, because I want to highlight something that women may not be privy to. There are a lot of men who take the blame for relationships going south, all to save face from humiliation, right? Now, as men, we deal with humiliation differently, right? It can haunt us in another type of way. When I say that, men have pride. You know, you don't never want to be looked at as less than a man. You don't want to have your manhood looked at as in question. You don't ever want to have people, you know, just playing with you in a certain type of way that'll make you feel like you're not a man. So there are certain things that men will never admit to occurring in their relationship, all out of fear of being humiliated or fear of being looked at as less than a man. I've known men who've been in relationships and the relationship didn't work, and instead of saying what really happened, they just allowed people to think that they cheated on the girl because that was easier than admitting the truth. It was easier than allowing the public to hear what really happened to him. And that truth could be, this is several instances that I've heard about happening in my lifetime. Some men have been used up. They found out their woman was just using them for a place to stay. That woman was using them for all the money that they had in the world. She didn't care nothing about them. She didn't love them at all. There was no love involved coming from that woman at all. And some men don't want to hear that they was played for like a fool, right? They don't want people to know that they were played like that. Some men they're too embarrassed to admit that, right? So they will let you think that they cheated on the girl or did whatever. They'll take up all the blame so that they won't be looked at funny, so that manhood can be saved, right? I've known men who've had their women step out on them because they couldn't satisfy her sexually. And that led to her going and sneaking off with the work husband, going and sneaking off with the dude next door down the street. And a man would rather you think he cheated on his woman than to let you know his woman was creeping out, stepping out on him, creeping out on him because he couldn't please her sexually. He ain't gonna tell no woman that, and he damn sure ain't gonna tell another man that. Because a man gonna probably crack jokes, have him feeling demoralized, have him feeling defeated, and have his confidence shoot down from the roof. His confidence is already messed up from what happened to him. So he ain't gonna tell you what really happened in that situation. He ain't gonna tell you, you know what, my woman had a conversation with me. She told me I couldn't please her sexually. She told me I couldn't make her feel a certain type of way that she want to feel when we intimate. And she went off and went on with Johnny down the street. She went on and she went off with, you know what I mean, the mailman or whatever. He not gonna want nobody to know that. He ain't gonna want nobody to hear that. So he gonna keep that to himself, keep it tucked, and have you think whatever you want to think. It's easier for you to think he cheated on his woman on his own end than to let you know, hey, I couldn't please my woman sexually and she got out here and bounced on me and got down on me. You know what I mean? A man will let you think he cheated on his woman than to let you know, hey, I was dealing with a woman who was verbally and physically abusive. Why do I say that? Because every time a man is abused, and you see it all on TV, you see it all on social media, when a man getting hit by a woman, it's funny, people laugh at it, people joke at it. Prime example, I saw what's my boy name? Jay Electronica. Jay Electronica was talking about, he was a picture posting. I don't know how real this picture was, but I've seen it floating around social media. It was a picture of him and Erykah Badu. Erykah Badu is his ex. He has a child with her. And he put up they were smiling on the picture, and he said, this is the same day she stabbed me in my ribs and I needed 16 stitches, right? And Erykah Badu started putting laughing emoji. No, I don't know if she put laughing emoji. She said, ha, 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 laughing at it, right? And people was cracking jokes and laughing at it like, man, it's that crazy love. And women like, that's how I be. That's how I be with my man, whatever. People thought it was funny, right? So some people don't even, people don't take men receiving domestic violence serious. Being the recipient of domestic violence, they don't take it seriously, right? Or they look at, are you a punk? You a weak man? You a clown? You know what I mean? You ain't assertive as a man. So they would rather you think that they cheated on a woman than to say, hey man, this woman was verbally abusive to me. She was physically abusive, putting her hands on me left and right. You know what I mean? She was doing any and everything, and it had me out here, you know what I mean, in a situation where I feel like I had to leave. They ain't gonna tell you that, right? So they will let you think that they cheated on a woman, and I want to make women privy to that, because some women don't know. Like, it's dudes out here that's foul stuff didn't happen to them, and they would rather let you think that they cheated on a woman than to let you know what really, really happened, because they don't want their manhood being questioned. They don't want to be looked down on. They don't want to be, you know, they don't want to have their, they don't want to have other men trying to attack their confidence or attack their pride. A lot of men carry pride as big as an ocean, right? And they don't want to have a chink in their armor. They don't want to look vulnerable. They don't want to look weak to other men and to other women, because sometimes when you say certain things, you let a woman use you up for all your money, you let her take everything you got, you let her be mentally or not physically or verbally abusive to you, they gonna try to do the same thing, try to take advantage and get over, because they hear, hey, I heard you let old girl do it. They gonna try to do it themselves. You know what I mean? So some men keep that to themselves. They keep it private. They're like, I don't want nobody to know that. I'm going to just let everybody think I cheated on my woman, and that's going to be the end all be all. But those are real scenarios and situations that I've seen happen to men. But they will never let nobody know it, because they don't want nobody looking at them funny style. They don't want nobody looking at them like, oh, look at this goofy. That's Chicago terms, a goofy. They don't want to be looked at as a goofy or nothing like that. They don't want to be looked at as prey for other women. They don't want to be looked at as, they don't want to feel emasculated, because they already may have felt like that, right? When your woman step out on you because you can't please her sexually, you know what I mean? It can be emasculating, and it can be an emasculating thing for a man, and he don't want to deal with that. He already battling it in his head, and he don't want to tell nobody, because he's like, damn, that's an embarrassing thing. Dude's gonna be laughing at you. Oh, damn, you couldn't hit that right. You couldn't hit that right, right? So he gonna be looking like, man, I don't want to tell nobody. I don't want nobody to know this. So I'm gonna just keep this in, and then I'm gonna let them roll with whatever they think happened. And the primary thing that people think happen in relationships, when relationships go south, is the man cheated, the man cheated, the man cheated, the man did the woman foul, and everybody just take it and run with it. You know what I mean? But he would rather you think that than to let you know he was being used and abused, and you know he couldn't please his woman, all of that. He don't want nobody to know that. And those are real scenarios. So I want people to be aware that, yeah, it is times, and a lot of times where men do foul stuff, right? But there are also equal times where women do foul things. You know what I mean? And the guys don't report it, don't talk about it, because it's something that they are ashamed to talk about. They're embarrassed to even bring it up, because they don't want to be looked at differently. They don't want nobody laughing at them, clowning them. They're like, man, I'm never going to bring that up. And they keep it to themselves, and they keep it to themselves for a long time, and they may tell somebody, one person, two people, something like that, and then it comes out later. But I know some women may not be aware that this thing does happen, but I've known it because men have confided in me and told me certain stuff that they didn't tell nobody else. I'm thinking something completely different happened in the relationship. I'm thinking they just grew apart or whatever. No, the woman did something foul, and he didn't want nobody to know, because he didn't want nobody questioning his manhood, or he didn't want nobody looking at him sideways, looking at him all upside his head. He didn't want nobody, you know, and he didn't want to become prey for another woman. You know what I mean? So those are real things, man, and I think that it's downplayed, or it's maybe people may not be aware of it. But me as a man, I'm super aware of it, because I didn't had dudes come tell me this out their own mouth, this stuff didn't happen to them. You know what I mean? So it's a real thing. It's a real, these are real situations and scenarios that I've had people deal with, that I've known, that I know personally. And they come and told me these things and all that. I'm like, what? Like, for real? These are real things that occur. So we can't always just chalk it up to, oh no, the man cheated, the man had to cheat on this woman, he had to do that woman foul for the relationship not to work. Hell no. There's times where the woman did some foul stuff and the dude just can't bring himself to let the world know what really happened. He can't bring himself to let his homeboys know what happened to him. He can't bring himself to let his mama or, you know, some other women know, hey, this girl was getting over on me. She done stole all my money, giving it to another dude, all that type of stuff. That stuff go on for real to men, and they leave them traumatized. And really, they would rather you, again, believe they cheated or they did that woman foul than to let you know, man, look, I was getting played. I was getting played for a fool. I was getting played for a dummy, and you know, and then everything went south. So I just want to throw that out there. When I saw that topic, I thought it was really interesting. Like, man, people always just go with the narrative that the man did something wrong, the man was foul, the man was just the most heinous person in the world, and they just go rip and run with it. But I'm like, no, I know plenty of heinous, foul women who've done foul things, you know what I mean? But it doesn't get reported because that man want to save face. He don't want to let the world see a chink in his armor. He want to stand proud and tall as a man, and he don't want to ever be questioned. He don't want his manhood questioned. He don't want his integrity, not integrity. He don't want his his status as a man to ever be looked down upon. He don't want other men looking at him as if he less than or weak. Cause you know how dudes do. Let them find out your woman was using you up and abusing you. They gonna talk about you, clown you left and right. That's what dudes do. I done seen it happen on many occasions. They gonna talk about you, and then you go, that dude going home, and he just going all through it, and he already going through it in the first place, man. So, what y'all think about that topic? What y'all think about what I had to say? Machiavelli Mills TV. I'm out. Peace.